Yo, it's McNaughty back here again with another video, and this time we're going to be looking at Manufacturers Cup Round 3. And this time we're in the green hell with weather. Oh my goodness. PD is crazy for making this race, and I'm even crazier for attempting to do it. Alright, we're going to get started and hop right into qualifying. And as you can see, we're in a pretty stacked lobby. Plenty of A+ drivers to go around. And we actually, once again, get to start in the first position. But as soon as we exit the pits, a 3-second penalty. So that's not good. I'm just going to go right back into the pits. Might as well not waste time and be a little bit more careful. I was going to say that this track has plenty of pitfalls, plenty of spaces of danger. Anywhere can catch you out, and you can end up spinning, like right here. Barely making it out of the sprint circuit and into the Nordschleife, hit the wall. So already I'm behind the 8-ball. But fortunately this is still the outlap and they give us plenty of time to qualify, so I'm going to get myself straightened out here. And hopefully we don't repeat that during the actual qualifying lap. So coming on to the back straight, you can see in the weather radar there's a threat of rain, but it's already too late to change tires. I already committed to racing hard, so I'm pretty much just hoping that it doesn't rain at this point. Now, before we get to the back straight, we encounter some traffic, so instead of trying to race, I go ahead and slow it right down, and it seems like the person 2 cars in front had a little bit of an incident. But we make it through and on to the qualifying lap. So the first couple sectors, I think it's the first 3 or 4 sectors, is actually the Nürburgring sprint circuit. And then it goes off into the Nordschleife. So as always, you gotta be careful. Going into turn 1, careful on the exit, easy on the throttle. Back down into second. I should have exited in third there. I think maybe the nerves were getting to me because you only really get 1 lap here. And if it's a bad lap, then you're pretty much starting from the back. Okay, so we're cutting out half of the Grand Prix circuit here with this right turn. Back up to third, and already I have a moment of oversteer, so rather than ruining the person behind me's qualifying, I go ahead and give him position back. But as you're going to see here, as we go into this right-hander, he has a moment, gets a little wide. So now I'm stuck in a situation where I don't know if I want to overtake him again. And I decide not to, and by the end of the lap, I'm still behind him. So I know he's going to have a better time than me. So pole is definitely out. P1 is out. P2 is out. 8 minutes and 13 seconds. Currently P9. But as you're going to see here, as more people cross the finish line, I'm just going to keep going down the order. And when it's all said and done, I'm going to be starting P14. And it looks like Varial decided not to complete the qualifying session, so he's going to start from the back. So, 260 points up for grabs. All right, we're gonna get started here. As always, big shout out to RJ Sugar Shuffles for the Hood Mario themed livery. If you get a chance, go stop by his channel. I'll link it in the description. Give him some love, give him a couple likes, subscribe. But here we go. As we get started on the main straight, this is gonna be a race about surviving. Not necessarily who is in first place after turn 1, but who's in first place at the end. So off we go. Traction control set to 1 just in case. Currently cloudy skies, but no precipitation as we go into turn 1 and we get sent up the inside and the outside. Again, we're just trying to survive, not trying to get into too many battles. The field is bunched up, and I think that people are going to try and take the opportunity to overtake whenever possible. I, on the other hand, am just trying to stay out of trouble. It's the name of the game here. This race is going to be close to an hour long, so there's no sense in ruining it in the first lap. As we get bumped a little bit accidentally by Vario there. He backs off. Big shout out to him. Clean racer as always. And going up the right-hander, you see the puffs of smoke. People are getting loose. Oh my gosh, someone's gone off the circuit. Oh, someone's in the wall. And we're actually going to make a run here, try to get a move done on the outside. Barely enough space, 2 wheels off the track, but we got the move done coming into the chicane. So I wasn't trying to battle necessarily, but the opportunity was there, so I took it. A little bit of a half send up Neo's inside, but I thought wiser of it. It was more of an evasive maneuver to not hit him more than it was an opportunity to overtake. So now we're into the Nordschleife. Things are starting to settle down a little bit, or at least it seems. Again, just trying to stay out of trouble. That's the name of the game. Okay, here's the first long straight of the track. Slipstream Festival here. Again, just trying to make sure that we keep all 4 wheels on track as much as possible. Not going to try to do any overtakes at this stage of the race. Everyone is likely to make mistakes sooner or later around here, and I would prefer for mine to be later and not that significant. So at the end of the main straight, long right-hander on the power, tucking back into the slipstream of Neo Universe in front of us. Down the hill. Here's an uphill section here. You got to be careful. This will definitely catch you out if you take it a little bit too fast. And oh my goodness, we have an incident here, and Neo's actually going to get a 4-second penalty for it. Unfortunate for both of them, but it's just lap 1. We're still early, only 3 minutes into the race. And moving forward here in the lap just a tiny bit, I see that Vario has more pace than me at the moment, so I'm not even going to fight him. I let him through because, again, if not now, maybe later, something will happen, and you don't want to be in a position where you're fighting when precipitation happens, when someone goes off track in front of you. You just want to keep it clean. Clean is the move. So now into the second long straight. We're going to skip ahead to the end of it before we get into the most technical part of the track, in my opinion. Sectors 9 through 11, I believe, as we enter the first carousel. Now, this is an area that was weak for me, but I spent some time practicing, doing circuit experience, getting used to this sector of the track. These sectors, rather. So I think that when it was all said and done, I was particularly strong around here compared to the rest of the field. So we have a little S chicane here, a right-hander where we drop down to third, get on the power, not too aggressively. Another right-hander in fourth where we let off the throttle just a little bit. The left-right combo where you want to get a little bit of curb and maximize your speed coming out before an uphill right-hander on the brakes down to third, into fourth for traction, and then a double left-hander, excuse me, before the two most infamous corners of the track for crashing, as Vario gets a little bit loose, and and then into the YouTube corner. Nice and easy on the throttle. I'm not trying to be overly aggressive here. Although there are some holes, I'm not eager to take advantage of them, excuse me, at this stage of the race. I'm not looking to fight. It's still lap 1. Off the jump, into 4th, full throttle, from here all the way to the party. It should be flat, as Neo Universe apparently had to let off. We're going to catch him rapidly. Are we going to go for the overtake? No, we think wiser of it, because he has the 4-second penalty here. Down to 3rd, before we get to the 2nd carousel. Down to 2nd, up to 3rd for the exit. Not the best exit, but again, we just want to be in the game. So a couple of right-handers here. As Vario goes off the track, Neo loses control, and we just squeeze right in between them. Into the back straight. That kind of compromised our exit there. But as we fast forward, you're going to see the effect of the slipstream here as we get overtaken by the Jaguar driver in front. So 1 lap down, 6 to go. Survival accomplished thus far. But as I might have mentioned before, it's about survival. It's not about being ahead into turn 1. Now, moving forward in the 2nd lap, we have another casualty out here. Saves lives. Could not save his life in that moment. And I have a small moment of my own there, allowing Gummy to get in front. Moving forward again, we have an off. That's Gummy, who just overtook us. We're going to get lucky here as he ghosts. We go through the ghost, down the main straight. So like I said, everybody has at least one mistake around here. Now you can see as we get towards the end of lap 4, the weather is starting to become a factor. Saves lives is about to have a moment again, but this time he's actually able to keep it on track, but we get the overtake done. So a decision needs to be made here. Do I go in, pit for intermediates? Well, let's just say after I recover here. Do I go in and pit for intermediates, or do I stay out on hards, or do I pit for hards? Trying to predict the future was never my strong suit, but as you can see, Thierry and some other people go in the pits. Some stay out, some switch to intermediates, some stay on hards. But as I go in, well, after I slowly complete the lap rather, and saves lives, couldn't save his life again. I think that's 3 times he's been off, and I almost lose it going into the pits, but I decide to go for intermediates. So we're gonna take a gamble here, hope that it rains a little bit more, refuel, come out nice and easy on the throttle, because you don't want to spin out and get a 3-second penalty coming out of the pits. So as we come out of the pits, you're going to see that I'm 42.4 seconds behind the leader. And with this rain, that's likely to decrease. We're going to skip further ahead here, and Vario is one of those unfortunate souls who decided to stay out on hards. And we're going to get that overtake done. He stays out of our way graciously. And by the end of the 5th lap, you're going to see that that deficit is down to 16 seconds. So from 42 to 16 over the course of 1 lap. And halfway through lap 6, that deficit's down to 4 seconds. We can actually see the leader there as, oh no, 2 guys go off. Thierry's off. We're into 5th with the leader in sight. So we got to try our best to impersonate Lewis Hamilton with the wet weather driving skill. We get an overtake done. Kind of dangerous, but move was done regardless. We're catching up here to Rusty Maggots, and we accidentally go into the back of him, hobble into the back of us. But it seems like we're all okay here. Going into the turn before Carousel 1. I don't know the names of the turns here, so apologies if I'm misrepresenting them. But again, we've been patient through 6 laps. We need to continue to be patient as we deal with this weather. It doesn't look like we're gonna get any more rain. So going into the final lap, this is it. It's put up or shut up time. Now we have a run here on Rusty Maggots. We're gonna move to the inside, try to be the last of the late breakers, down to first, and P4 is ours. A little bit of a slip, parking it on the apex, trying to get control of the car, and the victory is so close. Imagine, we started in P14, now we're in P4, but unfortunately we go a little bit wide coming out of that turn, and Rusty's going to be able to get in our inside, and he's going to get the move done here. I try to stick it around the outside, but that was never going to work. But he has a slip of oversteer there, so we have a little bit of a run, kind of a half send. Better traction coming out of the corner. Can we make it stick around the outside? Unfortunately, no. And we got a little bit of a bump that actually pushes us off circuit. And Gummy's gonna get by. Thierry's gonna get by. So fortunately, we're not too far back, and Thierry actually has a moment here with Gummy. So we're gonna get an opportunity to reclaim P5 here as we go into this right-hand hairpin. Patience is a virtue as Gummy goes wide. We set it up the inside, get a better exit, and away we go. So half a lap left to go, 6 seconds remaining, and unfortunately, I have a little bit of an incident here. I go off track, I see Gummy coming, I try to move out of the way, and unfortunately, by moving out of the way, Thierry hits me. I go off track, and that's going to get Thierry a 2-second penalty. So let me know in the comments here. A little bit controversial here to get a 2-second penalty, but you know, PD's going to PD. Let me know if you think that's my fault or if there's something that I could have done differently there. But I was just reacting, unfortunately, to Gummy. Now fast forwarding here, Gummy has a little bit of a moment. We get by him. So now, in order to claim a top 5 finish, we have to stay within 2 seconds of Thierry and try to get by him when he serves his 2-second penalty. And as we get to the second carousel, we just about managed to keep it under 2 seconds, 1.5 to be exact. So as we come around these right-hand turns, when it's all said and done, 1.8 seconds to make up, but that should be plenty fine because of the speed decrease that he's going to get as he serves this penalty. So he goes ahead and does that. We actually move over to the left to stay in the water to discourage him from hopping back into our slipstream, which he does not. So now, a couple more turns to go. Fast forwarding here, on the brakes, down to second, a right-hander, down to first, excuse me, yes, up to second, up to third. We've done it. Oh my goodness. A P14 start, a terrible qualifying, and a top 5 finish in an absolutely stacked lobby. How about that, man? Oh my goodness. I'll tell you, I took these points, I ran. One time, one successful race, and we're just gonna leave it at that. So that's the end of the video. If you liked what you saw here, drop a like, hit the subscribe button, join the Discord, check out Sugar Shuffles. Big shout out to him again for the livery, and I'll see you in the next one.